Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Terry from Veg's House Creates here with you to share my samples that I've recently made for Craft Buddy. As you know, I am a guest design team member for Craft Buddy. As part of that role, I get sent craft items and I'm required to make a bunch of samples using them in order to show them off to their full potential. So, this time my brief was to use this lovely stamp set. It's a lovely large A5 stamp set. It's got a huge gorgeous floral display here and a few nice large blooms which I think look like poppies to me, but again, you know, using different colours on them, that could be any flower. And then there's this lovely bird on a branch and some more foliage. Another thing that that was on the brief to work with was these handmade papers. And I have absolutely loved these. They are gorgeous. As you can see, I've used loads. They come in all different colours and they're just gorgeous. They're really nice quality, variable thicknesses. Some have got glitter on, some have got like paint on them. They're just really, really nice and just something really different. So I've really enjoyed working with those. So that was the sort of main two things that I was working with really, other than obviously gems. Because as you can see on here, I'm just saying this for people that obviously aren't familiar with Craft Buddy and their products. These are crystal art stamps, so the little dots are where you place the individual elements. So I'm going to show you this video is going to be a bit of a mixture of some tutorials of showing how you actually apply the gems, and there's another short clip that I've filmed around actually showing you the process of how I've gone about the composition for the design of the card and chose the colours, etc. And then I'm going to share with you all of the 10 makes that I've made, and then I'm going to pop them in the post over to Craft Buddy tomorrow. So I recently joined the Craft Buddy family as a guest design team member, and I'm currently working on a selection of samples. So this is my first ever go at crystal art, and I've been given a very generous supply of stamps and sort of the basics and things to get started. But basically I've done this quite simple design, a slimline top folding card. I've used some beautiful handmade cotton paper, which you can buy on the Craft Buddy website. It's absolutely gorgeous, and you guys regulars to my channel will know how much I love teal, so I had to use this one with these gorgeous poppies. So I figured that this very sort of light green would be too light for a poppy stem. So I went for this sort of darker green, sort of tealy type colour to tie in with the background. I stamped, there's two different images here. So there's these two more open flowers and the one more closed bloom. And I coloured in the flowers in two different colours of red, so one a slightly darker and one a slightly paler colour of red, and I've chosen these two reds to use. So I'm going to use the darker red on the inner areas and then just scatter a few of the sort of lighter pinky, they're sort of like a coral colour, I guess, or a sort of paler red towards the edges. I thought that would look nice. So I'm going to show you a bit of crystal art, so how to add the gems, in case you've never done it before. And I say I hadn't until today, and it's really easy and it's so fun and relaxing. So basically you just want to get a few of your gems into your little tray. And if you do it, like give it a little shake like that, it seems to like get all the majority of the crystals all pointing the right way. This is one of the little tools that you can get. It's got this squishy little rubber thing on it. And then there's this gel stuff. And you basically poke this metal bit, which is hollow, into there. And this gel is like sticky, so it picks up the gems. And then you use, well, I'm using this premium quality glue to adhere the gems, so you'll see how easy and quick it is. So basically, because the strength of the glue is stronger than the strength of the gem being adhered to the pickup tool, the glue grabs onto the gem and keeps it in place. So as you can see, I've already done the stems. So I'm just going to start on this top bloom. So, and I will show you more samples of what I've done. Obviously, this video will be going live after these products have launched. Obviously, I can't show you products before they've launched because that's not allowed. And they're actually, these samples are going to be used as part of the official launch. So that's what I'm creating them for, which is really exciting. So I'm really excited to be a guest designer for Craft Buddy. This is a very mindful activity. And don't worry about the fact that like I've done quite large glue blobs and you can kind of see them, because this will dry clear. You can see how easy it is. And check my head's not in the way. No. So say you just put a few blobs of the glue down, and then you just pick the gems up with this handy little gadget, and then the glue grabs hold of it. And as you can see from the stems, look, you can't see any glue or anything because it's all dried clear. This is so much fun. It's something that I've seen around diamond painting or gem painting, but I've never tried myself. But I do love fine detailed work like paper piecing and things when making my cards, so I knew that I would enjoy this, which is why I applied to be on the design team. So very happy to have been offered this opportunity to be a guest designer. And you can buy, I'll put the link to the store and also the Facebook group in the link in the description section below, so you can have a look if you want to. You can buy complete diamond painting kits, either cards or canvases, like a really wide variety of things. Or you can just buy the stamps, and that's what I'm working on at the moment. So this is Autumn Bounty. You can buy these stamps which have got everything laid out for you. So it's got the circles there showing you where you need to position the gems, which I think is genius. And you can also buy self-adhesive gems as well, which have already got the glue on the back, but this stuff is like really strong, so it's a really good option. I'm not going to show you too much more. Just sort of chatting away with you really and telling you a bit about Craft Buddy. And in a moment, the next bit will be me showing you my samples. But this is just so much fun, guys. It's really relaxing and just a lot. It's just easy, like, you know, don't think that it's difficult by any stretch of the imagination. It's really not. You just sort of colour in the background, and yeah, I've used 2 different colours of red, but you don't have to. You could just colour it in one colour of red, and then just add 1 colour of red gem. But I think because I am like very into my alcohol markers and my colouring and things, I wanted to sort of play about with doing a mixture of the different colours, but it would look just as effective with 1 colour. Okay, let me just do a little row of the lighter red ones so that you can see. You can see with me whether it works. I'm sure it will. Or whether it works, you know what I mean, like if it looks as nice as I hope it will. So I'll just do some lighter ones. And these gems are like faceted, but they're quite matte. They do have a nice shine to them, but they're quite matte. They're not like the really blingy crystals. I was wondering whether to use any really blingy crystals on it, but I'll probably use some blingy crystals on one of my other projects. Well, that looks nice, doesn't it? Having a mixture of the 2 colours. Yeah, I'm glad I've gone for that. I think that looks nice. Yep. Right, okay, I'm going to turn the camera off and continue on with my adventures. See you soon. Bye. So, first of all, we've got this happy birthday card. I've already put them all in Polly Pockets, but in cello bags and envelopes, but I'll take them out so you can see them properly. So with this one, I used leftover strips and cut them down into strips of varying lengths, and used one of the decorative nesting dies to make this lovely frame. So it's kind of, on this one you've got the crystal image on the inside, and on the outside these strips, first of all, I took a piece of Stick It double-sided adhesive, stuck that onto a piece of thin card, and then peeled that back so that it was sticky, and then stuck all these on, trimmed around the edges, stuck that onto a 5x7 card blank, and then used the die. It actually cuts out a complete rectangle, but it's got this coordinating die that you can use to cut a perfectly sized mat, which is what I've done here. But then what I've gone and done is cut this aperture by hand using a craft knife and a steel edge ruler, because this is just a tad bit, the die for the mat is a tad bit too small to use to cut as the aperture, because you could still see it through the outside. So just a little tip for you, if you're wanting to create an aperture using those dies, you will need to use a craft knife. I've done that for this card, and then for the second card. So for this one, I used distress inks. So I used a mixture of salvage patina, tumbled glass, and shaded lilac. And then I just gave it a little mist over with my little spray bottle. Again, similar composition to the other one, where I cut the, this is using the oval nesting die set. Beautiful cuts, by the way. This is really nice quality products, and all of the stamps are photopolymer, and they're really high quality. And it's just been so much fun working on these projects. I say I hadn't done diamond painting previously, but to those of you that have watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I like detailed, intricate work, like paper piecing and things. So this has been lovely. So then the inside, the sentiments on the inside. So from the outside, you can't necessarily tell, and then the inside, you can see the colouring a bit on the back there, obviously because it's alcohol markers, but that doesn't bother me. That's fine. So there we go. That's card number 2. We're doing these in reverse order, actually. This is the order so we started with the last card that I made, and we're working backwards. This, I think, is my favourite card, probably, or one of them, of all of them. And there is a clip of a tutorial where I talk more about this card, but basically it's a simple Z fold card, where again I've used the nesting oval and heat embossing, and lots of some of the plain black gems and the turquoise ones, and also the self-adhesive gems, which are just lovely and sparkly and gorgeous. So, hello again, my friends. So I just thought I'd give you a bit more insight into one of my samples that I'm making. So because with this release, it's focused on the new stamp release of all the seasons, and it's also focusing on the beautiful handmade papers. So for this card, I decided to do like a Z fold card. So basically, this is just a 5x7 card blank, and I scored at 2.5 inches there, and then bent it back, and then I cut this panel to 5x7, and I trimmed it down the middle with my guillotine. I will say what I've noticed with this handmade paper, obviously because it's handmade, when I was using it with my trimmer, it was like tearing the edges and leaving them all fluffy, but then when I use my guillotine, it wasn't, so it gives a perfect cut. So that's just a little tip for you from my experience. And then I use the oval nesting dies with the beautiful detail to cut this large panel. And then what I did was swiped my Versamark ink pad all around the edge, and then sprinkled over loads of fine detail gold embossing powder from my stash. And I did that twice, actually, because obviously when you pick it up with the tweezers to heat emboss it, it takes off a bit of the powder and stuff. So there was a few areas, so I had to do it twice to make sure that it was consistent coverage. And then because the back was messy, I just again cut the same panel out of plain black cardstock from my stash, and then I cut with the corresponding in a circle for this. I cut a white oval, and I decided to use, so I've used both of these florals, and then this one and this one all around this panel. And I just wanted to share with you about the way, like my process around choosing the colours. So what I like to do, obviously, as a design team member, and I'm sure many of you, if you've been you know, using crystal art for a while, you're going to have lots of spare crystals of different colours. So I have the Gem It pens from Craft Buddy, and what I did is I swatched them all out like that, and I keep that next to me. I do this with all of my different mediums from different companies, and I keep them in a book, but this one hasn't quite made it to the book yet because I'm just keeping it by the side of me. But I was trying to pick, okay, so I want this all to match, so what's the closest colour to gold? So it would have been walnut or raw umber, but I thought raw umber was just a tad touch too orangey, so I went with walnut. So I just coloured the entire, all of the blooms and these little pods, which are sort of I'm imagining are the same in this scenario, because obviously crafting, you know, you can make it whatever you want. These are like unbloomed versions of these in this reality, in my little terry reality. So I've coloured them in using the walnuts, and then I went through my selection of gems, which I've labelled up. I bought the large storage kit, which I just find great. These little pots are fab. So I picked out black because I wanted, obviously it's black and gold. So I've used a lot of black for the centre and for the shadows. And then I picked out these two sets. These are the self-adhesive gems. And I thought, this is such a beautiful, it's really, hopefully the camera will pick that up. It's so gorgeous. It's like a sort of, I don't even know what colour you'd say, like a sort of dark gold. But because it's the shine is so beautiful, it picks up all the colours around it. As is with this one, they're like clear but iridescent. So I've done this by using black and then the darker gold, and then on the very edges, which would be where the highlights are, I've used these, and I've mixed up the sizes as well. I've mainly been using, so obviously we know that the size of you know, your bog standard gems, so I was using the same size, which is this one, the same size as those, but also some smaller ones. So, you know, and I think that looks really nice just to have the variety. And I picked out this lovely turquoise. This is one of my favourite colours. So I've just got to go ahead and finish off gemming up this, and then I'm going to stick it onto just this side, onto the front of the card. So when it's flat, that's what it looks like, but then when you go to stand it up, it'll be like that. And then obviously you can write your personal message on this side or on this side. So yeah, I just thought I would share that with you. So I'm very pleased with that one. Really enjoyed the process of actually adding all the gems and stuff. If you do like intricate work, like paper piecing and things like that, those card makers, those of you out there who are card makers, you know, you'd probably enjoy this, I reckon. Then we've got two slimline cards. So there's this one, which is a top folding slimline card. This one I just used the one bloom and stamped it 4 times using Ultanu inks, and these two I coloured in red with one of my Copic markers. I can't remember which colour it was, and then I overstamped it again because I'd chosen a colour that was too similar basically to the colour that I chose was basically that, so it just looked like a blob. So I overstamped it in a darker shade of red, and then this I made separately. So I stamped, gemmed it up, and again around the outside I've added some of the sort of rhinestone type gems, and I then cut out, was it 1 or 2? I think it was just 1. I stamped and cut out just 1 more and glued that together to give it more dimension. So that is the 4th. This was the first card that I made, a nice clean and simple card with 3 blooms, and again it's a top folding slimline card. Yeah, I really like that. Really simple, just using some of the nice handmade paper. I love the colours on this, and the To My Love. I'll put links in the description box below to the Craft Buddy store and the Facebook page, and the link to the products that I've used as well. This was from the sentiment was from the Royal Roses little A6 stamp set. And then this one, so we've got it's a 6x6, Yep, 6-inch square card, and this is using the lovely bird sitting on the branch, and then a few of the bigger sort of rhinestone type gems, and some of this is Craft Buddy cardstock in like an orangey red colour, which is really nice quality cardstock actually. And this is some more of the handmade paper in the sort of cream colour with the gold. Now we have another card using this lovely large floral. I stamped this directly onto this piece of white card, coloured it in with my alcohol markers and then gemmed that up. And then this thankful sentiment I just thought was gorgeous, and that's from a set called a Craft Buddy stamp set called Defining Us, which has got some really lovely sentiments. There's one of my other cards has got a different, they're all in this sort of format where it's got like the word and then a description of it. So yeah, that's another one of my favourites. And again, you know, just using this lovely handmade paper as a border. The next three are very large cards. They're Craft Buddy sent me some really large card blanks. They're like 7 3/4 inches. Yeah, 7 3/4 inches. So we've got this one, which again is that lovely large bloom, which I just adore this. It's gorgeous and it's so lovely to gem up. It's really nice, and this is another of the sentiments from that Defining Us stamp set, which comes also with some little extra embellishment stamps. So I use this nice corner one for the corner, and then we've gone for sort of oranges and yellows for the mats and layers, and then blues and turquoise and green. And I think the colours work really well together with that. Obviously with this being a larger card, I've made a much bigger sort of square with this, which is nice because you then get to see more of the handmade paper, which is just beautiful. Next we have this card, which again is another one of my favourites. It's again using the bird. We've got one of the blooms and some more of the foliage elements. And then I actually made my own cloud stencil for this one. I basically just got a piece of card and then just cut cloud type shapes out of it, and then held that over, and then ink blended with tumbled glass distress oxide ink, which is my sort of ink of choice for doing like sunny day type clouds. Again, using the beautiful handmade paper and some purple Craft Buddy cardstock. So careful about putting these in and out of the envelopes and the packaging and stuff, because of just wanting them to be perfect when they arrive. And then the last one, sample number 10, is this one. And if you know me and my channel, you'll know that these are my sort of favourite colours, greens and purples. And I've left this one sentiment free. I think that this would be like it's a really versatile card, but I can see this being a really good one for like in, for example, a workplace where it's someone's birthday or someone's leaving or having a baby or something, and it's like you want lots of space for people to be able to write their messages. So, you know, you could... obviously the stamp set is Autumn Bounty, you know, but it's just the stamps within it are so versatile. You know, obviously these are all very summery colours. So yeah, so that's the last one. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Let me know. Obviously this is the first one that I've done because this is my first set of samples for Craft Buddy. And just let me know if you'd like to see more of this type of content, or if you've got any more questions, or if you'd like to see any more sort of tips and things around like the tutorial sort of side, I'm more than happy to film some more footage of obviously when I'm you know, designing the compositions or adding the gems and things like that. So that's it from me today, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see and speak to you soon with some more crafty goodness. Bye for now.